So now we're going to do the video portion. Malcolm, so if you want to take us a tour through tell us again what it is that you do. You designed a line of clothing to sell and raise money, I believe, for suicide prevention, mental health awareness.
Yeah, so like the basic idea, because I'm not a nonprofit, like full disclosure, I'm like $10,000 in debt with my own money to do this, so I'm not a nonprofit right now. And it takes a lot of paperwork to become a nonprofit. But
you're a no profit right now.
Yeah, exactly. But the idea that I had for the clothing brand, like how it actually came to be, was this idea of like everyone being like isolated and stuff, and I wanted to try to solve the problem, because I was like, everyone feels so alone, and it's just like, it's nice to know that, like, you know, essentially someone gives a crap. And so the idea was to create this wearable symbol for people to see, that go like, oh, that person actually cares. Like, I can confide in them. I can, like, you know, talk to them or whatever. And basically just create this community of unconditional support where people can actually go and just be like, hey, like, are you okay? If you're not, like, going to therapy is totally normal. And, you know, like, going to get help is normal. And if you're not getting the support that you need from your family, like, you can get it from me, like things like that. So our logo that we came up with is a lighthouse, because it's very, you know, metaphorical in the terms of like a ship lost at sea at night, finding its way out of the darkness back to shore.
Oh yeah, and that's on your hoodie right there. Is that the?
Yeah, this is the newest one. So this design was specifically made, hand drawn by my design artist Taylor, for my friend out here, because I was helping her raise money to pay for her treatment. So we raised like $600 selling this merch, like pre-orders and stuff like that. And the back has like the same design, just big on it. And we have older designs with lighthouses and different concepts and things like that. And pretty much every design I have is based off of my friend some way or another.
Okay, so you got hoodies, you got hats. Let's see your hat. Let's see your hat again. Let's see the logo on the front of your cap. And it is like where the wild things are.
Yep.
Yeah, very much so.
I wanted to put like a little bit like childish fun in it, because like my friend is very like loving, and like the whole idea of the unconditional support like came directly from her. I've never met someone so, you know, supportive and loving in my entire life, and somehow, despite everything that she's been through, she still like manages to be like a positive part of my life somehow.
Amazing. Yeah, because she's had all sorts of mental issues and physical issues and tragedy in her life.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not even like all of it too. Like when she was 18, she got jumped when she was pumping gas, and she got taken advantage of. She got raped by a group of guys too. So she's completely, she's been through, like, I mean, to put it simply, she's been through some shit. So like, it's just, you know, and somehow like no one knows, like, she's the most like bubbly, sweet, like kind person I've ever met. And she's not even originally from here. She's originally from Italy. And then she lived in Boston and in Minnesota and now Washington.
What's the t-shirt look like? Have you got a t-shirt handy?
Yeah, we have a couple of them. So I have a tank top.
Tank top, yeah.
So I'll show you a couple of these before we do the video podcast if you want.
We're doing a video podcast right now.
Oh, it's right now. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Totally good. No.
You're on candid camera.
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah. So this is the tank top. I don't know if you can really see it that well in the lighting there.
Yeah, they're right there. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So the whole, it says the struggle will be hard, and the whole front of it is kind of like this solo person at the base of a mountain. And the whole idea of that logo was taking the idea and the metaphor of a mountain and being like, the people who scale mountains and have all these issues, like when you're at the base of the mountain, it looks like the most impossible thing to possibly do. And like, it's going to be hard to get up it, but as long as you're motivated and stick with it, you can make it. So like on the back of it, it says, but the struggle will be worth it. And it shows two people up on top of a cliff looking at the view. And the whole idea of that concept is like, you don't have to like go through the struggle alone. And like, when you finally can get the help and get out of the dark place, it's like, you guys can celebrate together. Mm-hmm. So that's the idea of the tank top. We have mugs right now, a couple of them. Can't really tell with the bubble wrap on it, but it has the same design on it as the hoodie.
Yeah.
Is that this shirt was designed based off of my friend too, where her favorite flower is daisies, and she was the one who kind of gave me the idea of the unconditional support and love. So this one says unconditional, and it says for life on it, and inside the unconditional there's a bunch of daisies.
Oh,
Nice.
I love daisies.
So there's that one, and then something that her and I always said to each other that really helped us through like hard times was "I got you," which is just like if she was crying or something like that, it was just one of those things that we would say, you know, it's like, "I got you, like don't worry, like I'm here, I'm present, like we'll be okay." And so I came up with this design. There's one of the first designs I did, but it just says "I got you" for life clothing, and it shows like someone helping someone up from the cliff.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, and it has like the little daisy too. And the thing that's kind of cool is the shirts all kind of tie into each other a little bit. Where on the back of the tank top, if you notice, it's the same two people.
oh,
There's like a daisy in the cliff. So there's those ones, and then I had a limited run of like some acronym shirts, and they're just black shirts. But originally, the reason why it was for life and spell LYF is because it's an acronym for like I have a couple of them, but it's love your friends.
Oh yeah.
And then there's another one that says love yourself first, and then there was a third one that said love your family. So there's those. And then this was one of my favorite ones. This one sold the most. I'm currently like out of stock with the black t-shirt because it comes in black and white. But it was this idea I had where even though people are going through like a dark time, it's like, you know, it's such like a taboo topic that people don't really tend to talk about. It's like when you see someone with like scars on their arms from cutting, you know, it's like most people see it and they kind of get like skittish about it and don't really want to talk about it, and they go like, oh, are you okay? Do you need help? And to me, when I see the scars, it's not like you need help, there's something wrong with you. It's like you're a survivor. Like there are scars. They're not like open wounds right now. Like you made it through that part of your life and you're here now. Like you shouldn't be ashamed of them. Like it sucks that you have them, but like it's totally okay that you do. Like I'm glad you're here. And so the idea was, even though some of these people are kind of like shrouded by darkness, it doesn't make them any less beautiful. So I Googled some stuff and I found out about this flower, a hibiscus flower called a rose mallow that grows in swamps. So it's like this really beautiful flower that grows in swamps. So it's kind of like symbolism of a beautiful thing in a dark place. So
okay.
yeah, and so my friend, my designer, made that design with the flower, and I had him watercolor wash it out because it's kind of like representing the darkness washing away from somebody.
Oh yeah.
So that's the long sleeve, and on the back it says,
But wait, there's more.
yeah, on the back it says, sometimes the most beautiful things are found in the darkest places.
Oh, nice.
yay.
Yeah. So that's the long sleeve. I told you there's a lot of merch.
Yeah, you warned us, correct?
Yeah. So we also have a baseball tee, black with white sleeves and white with black sleeves. And it's really simple. This design was created to be like a conversation starter to get people to like kind of talk about like mental health and like suicide prevention and things like that, because a lot of people don't really talk about it. Nobody really takes like suicide as serious as they should, in my opinion. I feel like it should be taken just as seriously as your physical health is.
Sure.
And I think we're on the right track to kind of like get there, but there's still like a lot to be done for that to work, and people need to talk about it and not to feel so scared to talk about it. So we came out with this design, and it's just a fraction, and it has some like roses on it. It's 121/24. And typically when people see me wearing that, what they ask is like, what does that mean? And it's a fraction because 121 people successfully commit suicide in the United States every 24 hours.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So basically it's like, even though it's one of those things that's hard to talk about, when someone asks like, what does that mean? You can explain it and be like, the reason why I wear it is because I support this, and there needs to be something to be talked about, you know. And so it's actually worked like a lot. It works like great as like a conversation starter as far as like people trying not to talk about it, you know.
No, I think it's a great idea. Anytime you can, whether it's your introduction or something you're wearing that generates a question in the mind of the person either hearing or seeing it, is good marketing.
Right.
One last question before we let you go, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Can I add one thing?
No, I'm sorry. You're not allowed to. Yes, absolutely,
Okay,
Zara.
Grandpa.
Ah!
Just kidding. This is just a suggestion, but one thing in the mental health community is that we're changing our language when we talk about suicide. So now we aren't saying commit suicide because that has
It
the
implies something's bad, right? Like something, like they did something wrong,
yeah,
like a crime. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
crime, and it's the illness that's causing suicide, not really the person. So
Oh, okay.
now the language that we use is die by suicide.
Or completed.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
good to know.
suggestion.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, totally.
yeah, because you commit a sin, you commit a crime. Yeah, we're trying to change that. So, last question, Malcolm. Goals. I know you're topping out at Costco at $30 an hour. Congratulations, that's great money. But personal goals
Yeah.
beyond the folks at Costco.
Yeah. So like with the clothing brand, the long-term goal is to kind of just have like this community of people who like unconditionally support each other. With that being said, one of the things I have on my mind is to be able to eventually raise money and become a nonprofit, and then use the nonprofit money to go to lobby to get mental health put on statewide insurance. Is what I
Yeah,
would want to do long term, because not everyone has the capabilities and resources to be able to go to treatment because of the cost of it, and that's what keeps a lot of people from going in the first place.
that is correct. Well, tell us again how we can get in touch with you and/or buy some of your swag.
Yeah, sure. So you can reach me out on Instagram. The tag is at Here for Life. Facebook is Here for Life Clothing Company, or you can directly email me, and you can get the email on hereforlife.com.
And how do you spell Here for Life, Zara?
HER, the number 4, LYS.
HERE, actually.
Oh, my bad. I can't spell. Yay. I have a degree from an engineering college, and apparently I can't spell.
That's quite all right. You have other good qualities. Anyway, Malcolm, thanks for coming on. Thanks for finding us.
Yeah.
That was we really do appreciate that. We'll put your contact information in the show notes, and hopefully people will buy some of the wearables that you have to sell, and you can raise a lot of money for mental health.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Malcolm. Thanks, Zara. See you next podcast.
Hey, happy Father's Day.
Thank you. I'm not a father as far as I know.
Wait,
What of it?
you got kids?
No, well, four-legged.
Oh,
No, I have no children. We tried for about 8 years and it didn't work, so we started adopting animals.
oh, okay. Well,
And you can't create a kid; you can create a German Shepherd. So it all worked out. All right, Malcolm. Thanks very much for being on with us. And Zara, I will see you for the 1 o'clock podcast.
okay. Bye.
See you guys.